Well, all right, guys, we've got another save editor update here, and I am here to bring it to you. So, we are going to start off, and this is going to be for some newer people that have never used it, and then it's going to be for some older people too. So the older people, just bear with me, and there'll be some things that you already know. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. I'm not going to run down every single damn thing in here or every item, so we'll skim it through and get it kind of quick. I can tell you right now that it doesn't have the items that I thought it was going to be updated on, but nonetheless, it did add some things. So for the new people here, let's go over to github.com/goatfungus/NMS save editor. I'll put a link down in the description. Okay. All right. So now that once you go there, you can see the same page that I'm on. What you're going to want to do is hit this green little code button right up here. Look at this little guy right there. You see the little green says code? Touch it. Now, at the very bottom, you see that it says download zip. Let's download that little zip file there, and there we go. All right, now that we can close this out, I just love seeing goat fungus. Let's say goat fungus one more time. Let's give it up to them boys over there doing that hard work. All right, so if you're new, what I would do is go ahead and click over here and make a folder on your desktop and call it Save Editor or whatever the heck you want to call it. Also, what I would do too, if you're getting in this far and you're going to be doing some things or modding or doing some building in Blender, you're going to want to go find your PC Banks folder and maybe put it up here too. So that's what I would do anyway, because it makes things a lot easier if you're going to be doing this on the reg and getting into some advanced No Man's Sky playing. That's what you're going to want to do. All right. So guys, I opened up my No Man's Sky Save Editor tab over here. But you guys, if you're new players, you don't have that yet. I'm going to show you what to do. I'm talking to the older players too who are replacing this as well. Okay, so we're going to go over into my downloads. We can see that we have the Save Editor downloaded over here a few times. What I've done is I've extracted it in its place. And down here you can see the folder. If you don't know how to extract a zip file, you should get 7-zip or whatever kind of zip folder. If you don't know what a zip folder is and you're doing this, I probably should just say stop, because if you don't know what a zip folder is, you go, you know, I don't know. You jumped into the deep end and you don't know how to swim, you know, at this point. I mean, do some, I mean, it's still good. I mean, just get an unzipper and then keep going. 7-zip, unzip, WinZip, whatever it is. You have to look up what a zipper is, okay? I'm not going to here to explain what a zip folder is. All right. Okay, so you can see that I've, let's go in here and do it again, because all the items are missing out of this. Let's go ahead and unzip this here again. Or what you would do here is when you open up the zip finder, it's gonna say something like that. Then you just exit out of that. Then you can see that it's in here. But what you would do is you would take all this and drag it over to your new folder, or you could take all this and drag it into the old folder that you have. And when you drag this in over for the older players, it's going to ask you if you want to replace all the files. You say yes, because we want to replace these files, especially this jar file. All right, so this little cup of Java right here, you can see the No Man's Sky executable jar file. You will need to have your Java updated, so you can go look at that in the it'll tell you about it, and even in here there'll be links for it if you don't have it too. So you'll need to make sure that that is updated, and yeah, so that's pretty much it for there. Now once you get in here, we can open this up now, and we can see the application open up. Now for the new players, you're gonna have to tell this thing where to go look. Okay, now I don't know, it should be in your user folder. So your user, whatever your name is, app data, roaming, hello games, No Man's Sky. You should see the little emblem there. How to get to there and tell it that is up here in file. You can open up the file path here, and you can tell it where to go from here. Okay, so that is on your main drive, users, app data, roaming, hello games, NMS. This little text right here that you can see at the top is my address. Yours should look very similar, except for that name right there. You're not going to be Krios. I am Krios. Okay, So now that you've told it where to look, you should get some slots down here. Now these are your saves down here. These are always going to be in order here, and they're always out of order in the game. And the fact that we can't name them kind of really sucks, to me anyway. All right, so let's open up one of these. We're going to open up one of my creatives here, and that's going to pop open. Now, the coolest thing that the save editor does, not cheating or anything else like that, the coolest thing that this damn thing does, and everybody wants to call you a hacker and that you cheated and whatever else, screw those purists out there. It's a 5-year-old game. You know, only they play it the best way. I can say that for certain. We'll never be on their level. You want to come down here below that slot, and you can see that we have all these saves. Now every time you come in and out of the save editor, it saves a version of the game automatically by itself. Isn't that the coolest damn thing that it does? Like if I want to go back to you know, back in wherever, I mean, I got all these saves all the way back to whenever I first got it, 2017 saves that I can go back to. Or if you have a special moment, you could pull this thing off to the side, rename it, and if you wanted to go back to a certain place at a certain time, you go right back in time, man. Super cool. And it's very cool, like if there's some kind of glitchy stuff or you messed up and like, oh shit, man, I just messed up my save or messed up something, you can go back to yesterday. Problem solved, man. That is just the greatest thing there. All right, so before we get into anything here, let's go. We've got in here, we got all our tabs up here. We got Exosuit, multi-tools. These are all the tabs that you'd be able to go in here and manipulate. I'm not going to go down these in order because this is what I would do for new players here. Let's go ahead and just click on one. Let's go ahead and click on Exosuit. So when you click on your Exosuit, you're not going to see all these things. You know, your Exosuit might not have all the slots enabled. There's a few different ways of doing this, but the most efficient way, if you want to do them all at once, and repair and do everything across your save all at once. You can do it individually in here by clicking on a spot and add item and repair. But if you're a purist and you want to just repair one thing or just do one certain thing that got glitched, that's the way you would do that right there. But if you're going in here and going all out and hitting the gusto, what you're going to want to do is come up here above, right next to the File tab, there's an Edit tab. And below that line, below the halfway line, you see Recharge All Technology, Refill All Stacks, Recharge All Blaze Panners, Expand All Inventories, Enable All Slots, Repair All Slots and Technology. These last three are the golden ones in the whole save editor. So this is your big thing right here that will just take it all out and just do it all for you. Okay, that would be the first thing that I did. Was to enable everything. And then the next thing I would want to know, because if you come in here and add item, if you don't know the item, you won't be able to add the item. So the second thing I would do upon getting the save editor is add all my items. So we'll go over here to this Discovery tab. And let me give you a first warning here. Like if you are on a mission and you're in a new save and on a new mission, if you add all the items, what I'm hearing, and I'm not going to confirm this, but it kind of makes sense to me, so that's why I'm warning you. If you add all the items, it may make the game unable to prompt you towards the next goal. So you might find yourself in a stuck loophole if you are in a game mode and going through the storyline and trying to advance. I've heard from several different people that I trust that if you add everything in, that it won't advance the game in story mode. Now, some of you don't care. I never cared about it. I'm still stuck back in some story modes, even on main save. So it's something I just don't care about. So if you want to add all the items at once, and you don't care about the story mode maybe locking up on you, proceed. Here we go. We're going to start over here with known technology. You can see what you do know, but that's not that's not what I'm interested in. I want to add some technology. So this brings up all the known items. You can just click one and hit Control A. And then hit add. So you highlighted everything and then you add it all. That's how you do that. And if you're a purist and you only want one thing, then you would hit add technology, skim down, find that one item that you want, or you can learn about some things while you're in there and do it that way. Known products, a lot of stuff over here. Let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Click on one, Control A, and then hit add all of them. Okay, and then down here, just learn all, and then glyphs, you can check them all off and do it that way. So now that you've done those two different things, you've got your whole save up, you know everything, you know all the words, you can go everywhere, and your slots are all filled up, and yeah, now you're ready to start manipulating the files. So let's go back over to Exosuit. Okay, so the first thing you see over here is your main stats. Pretty cool. The good thing about the save editor is you are not going to be able to make any kind of like outlandish mistake. You know, it's not going to let you add in some value that the game doesn't honor and break it. It's going to keep you within the rules. If you can't bounce outside of the walls of rules within the save editor. Okay, it's not a magic tool. So you can come in here and just hit 99999. We can max that all out. Same thing with everything. You know, Quicksilver, you know that the highest number you can get is that 4.2. So if we come in here and hit all the 9s and come back out, we got our 4.2 in there. So there's that. We can max everything out. Now let's come over here to the main section that everybody wants to talk about in your Exosuit. We have our 3 categories in your Exosuit. We have general, technology, and cargo. General and cargo about the same, except for how big of stacks that you can do. And technology is self-explanatory. It's going to be your technology slots. You can't add creature pellets to a technology slot. That'd be ridiculous, right? So when you right click on this and add item, you're going to get a different file tree from all the others. Okay, you're just going to be able to get technology slot items. So let's go back to general here. So again, enable a slot. This is individually. We can do that here. We already talked about how to do it globally over there, which is just a more efficient, quicker way. But if you're the purist and you wanted to hit it like this is how you would do it. Most of us are going to want to come over here and hit this add item. So boom, we hit the add item. You can type in whatever you're looking for, but a lot of the names are kind of crazy, so sometimes you don't know what the hell it is called, or you can't remember it. But if you do, you can type it in here. Don't hit enter. You have to click on the search. Don't hit enter. It'll just go out, and you'll be like, why did it go out? And you'll keep on doing it over and over, and you would think you're crazy. You got to click the search bar with the mouse. Click it. All right, and if you can't do that, you have the file tree here. You got your first 3 here, and then the file tree just goes down. Procedural suit, we can go, you know, all the way down this. This would be days to go through. I'm not going through this all for you. You can sit down on a half a day and go through this yourself and have fun to your heart's content. Leave a comment down in the comment section and let me know how your exploration went and all the stuff that you found and how great it was. All right, so now that we covered the Exosuit, all the other tabs are going to be kind of the same, except for the ones that you can import and export. So the rest of this video should go pretty quickly. So we can click on multi-tool. We can see that we have our multi-tools that we own up here, and then we can click on whatever one that we want to manipulate and go down that line. I've picked my 0 one. We see that I haven't named it. It's a Royal. It's an S-class. We've got our seed. We can generate and change it and randomize it if we want to. We can take these damage numbers up to their maximum. We can add in whatever we want over here and get this thing all maxed out and do it cool. And then once we get to a section that we like and we love this multi-tool, what we can do is export it. So let's say I like this one and I'm going to name it, you know, Badass, you know. And there it is. It's badass. And then I'm going to export this thing. And there it is. We're going to export this badass multi-tool. And it goes into our export folder. All right. So let me jump down here and show you. I've got this export folder right here. And this is all my export stuff. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to give you this and a link in the description down there. All right. It'll be below the link for the goat fungus link to him. And I'm going to put another link to the text file for the Leviathan. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, so stay tuned for that to get the Leviathan for free. We've already done it and talked about it, but we will highlight that one more time for this video and the viewers who are watching out there. What's up? All right, so we exported and we talked about how to import. So if you got that badass there, now you want to import, we can see that I've got some other gold royals and I've got an exotic red. I love this exotic red. Let's throw it in. Something happened. I don't know what happened there, but you know, you importing and exporting, that's how you would do it. The next tab will be ships. Same thing on ships. It's you know, this is all your ships that are in your slots, and then down here would be the name. Then you got your types, your class, and then your seeds. Use old colors. You know, that's for the legacy players. And then our stats down here too as well. And like I said, you can come down here and just, you know, blam the numbers out if you want. If you don't know what the highest is, it will just default back to that if you just throw in a bunch of 9s. So there you go on that. And the same thing here. If you want to import, export, we can export this golden vector, or we can import, say, you know, I've got some of the Twitch drop ships. These will be included in that file. That will be in the link in the description for you guys. You guys can have all this stuff. It's pretty cool. Save you some time. Okay, so that's pretty explanatory here. And just like in your main slots here for your ships, you got your general, technology, and cargo. And just as in the Exosuit, it's the same thing over here. You're just going to have to come over here, right click, add item, and look around for yourself to decide on what's best for you. Squadrons, I don't mess with this too much here, but if you want to, you can come in here and change your squadron up, race. You can generate seeds. You can change the ship type. And the rankings and stuff like that too. So it's not that really interesting to me, but somebody will find this pretty cool. All right, so now we got freighters. Same thing over here. You got your one freighter in here. You got your name of it. You can change it. So if you got a small one, we can change it to a capital and change it to an S class. We can generate some seeds. We got some hyperdrive capabilities, base stats, and fleet coordination. I don't know what the highest number on that is, but let's try this out. So 1,000 is it. We can go into general, and then we can go into technology. Technology is kind of cool on the freighters because we can come in here, we can go and add item. We got technology. Let's go into procedural, and then let's go into freighter. And then we got some warp core and amplified warps. And then if you want to get to where this thing could warp across the whole galaxy in one shot, you can do that because these hyperdrive modules are pretty cool. We can come in here and learn about them by right clicking and going into item details, and you can see what this stuff does. All right, so on to the next thing. We got frigates here, and frigates are going to lock up because, well, frigates haven't been updated, and that's why I am a little bit disappointed about the save editor here and now, is that if you add in they're going to have to fix this. They're going to throw in another patch here pretty soon because he's going to see that this is happening. I just don't know why they didn't do this. I don't know why. I've added them in, and now if I go in here, it confuses the game. If we go back to maybe a slot that doesn't have any, like on my normal, let's go no on that. See, now it's in normal. Let's go into frigates. See, you see I've got a bunch of normities here. It came up really quickly, but if I started replacing this with the text file, which I'll show you guys here in a minute how to do that. And that's what I said in the very beginning. I was a little bit disappointed with the update on this. It seems like they overlooked some things. Maybe they'll fix it quickly. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But anyway, this is it for your frigates. You can come in here and change things. You can change the types over here. So you got your names and types. This is where I was wanting to see the new bio frigate, but they're not in here. This is the update that should have happened to the save editor that didn't. So they must have overlooked it. Maybe this will get fixed in a few days. Every time you open up the save editor, it kind of calls home and it'll tell you if it's out of date or not. So that is the good thing about it. And then you just do this whole process in the first minute or two of the video all over again. And the rest of it just falls in place. So anyway, this is how you come in here and change the stats and do everything else to your frigates. We're going to move on to vehicles. Vehicles have a special set of rules, so they don't enable all slots. They kind of look like this. So if you go in and you do this, you'll see that they all kind of look like this. You can't enable that slot. You see how it's all grayed out? They have their own set of rules. Like I said, the save editor isn't going to let you break rules that you can't break. That are not within the game's capabilities. So companions, again, these are all your slots up here. We got a whole bunch of new slots. This is kind of fun right here. This is all your seeds, and this is something that you can randomly do if you want. I think the most important thing here is the biome. Like if you want to lay eggs, from a creature that you got from a lava world on a lush world. You just change the lava to lush, and that's it. And again, in here, this is the coolest thing, is that you can export your creatures and import them. So collecting creatures is so much easier now, especially that we can have so many slots. So if I like this pet, I can name it whatever it is, and then I can come in here and export it. Or the file that I gave you guys has all the everything that I've collected. You know, some of them are not labeled correctly, but some of them are. You can just play around with this as well. A lot of really cool pets that I've been collecting are yours. Down the link in the description. It should be a Google Drive link for you guys. Okay, and let's go on. Let's cancel that. Bases in storage. Basically, this is you know, where all your storage is at. It doesn't matter which base you're at. I bet you can move the base computer. I haven't really messed with this because I do this in Blender. So you guys, if somebody knows a little bit more about this, leave a comment in the comment section about the move base computer, because I use Blender for any of this, and I just don't mess with this at all. I don't really know. What happens if I clicked it? Please select a base part to swap. Oh, okay. So you'd put a piece somewhere and then you would swap it. Oh, okay. So you get it out of the way. Okay, that explains that. That's kind of cool, I guess, for moving it. That's actually pretty damn cool. I didn't know that it did that. I would maybe use that. And over here, you can pick whatever chest that you're in and go into it, and you add to manipulate and manage your inventory. Settlements. I don't really care about settlements. You guys can come in here. It looks pretty self-explanatory that you can come in here and change whatever it is, alert debts and whatever else. I mean, like I said, you can't really hurt anything. You just come in here and change the numbers and see where you get. Discoveries, we already talked about it. Milestones, you know, this is something that I don't know if Steam honors anything like over on these numbers, but your standings probably would be the most important thing over here as far as your gameplay goes. Yeah, and then the only thing that I know that they've added here now is in the account, you can see that the Leviathan and all their stuff is in here, and we can click on all these and have them. And you can add all these in, and over here for your Twitch rewards, which I would probably suggest using a mod called Winter TP's Consumerism. It's a little bit easier. You just put the mod on and you go into the Quicksilver store and you've got whatever you want. But if you're going to do it with the save editor here, we can add these in, but you need to go into the game offline to get them and then grab them what you want, and then you can come back out and turn offline on again. I don't use this because the Winter TP Consumerism mod makes it so much easier. You can do it live and just hand things away and give them away and stuff like that too. So, but if you want to do that, you just read that little note down there. You know, be cautious of what you're doing and go offline. And then you can add your season rewards in from over here, and you can have them. So the Leviathan is there, but if you wanted to add it in personally yourself, I'll show you how to do that. Let's not save anything. Let's go into my creative save. Let's not save anything. Wait for the creative save to come up. So if you want the Leviathan, I'll give you the text file for it. It's pretty easy to replace in here, but this is a little bit more for the advanced users. I've already done a video like this, but I'm going to brush on it really quickly here at the end. I'm going to go into my edit raw JSON here. I'm going to go into player state data. We're going to go all the way down until we see, where's that? Fleet frigates. It's underneath jetpack effects. Let's open that up. We can see I've got my 25 down here. If I click on one of these categories, you can see here is the text for the Leviathan. And what I'll do is I'll just highlight this, Control A and Control C it, and I'll copy this and I'll put this in the description underneath the video by itself. Pay attention to where these little markers are. That little marker and that little marker, you need to have them just like this lined up. You see that 1 and 44? It needs to look like this. If you didn't copy it correctly, then it needs to be copied just like this and put in here just like that. That's the beginning, that's the end. It needs to look like this. If it doesn't look like this, you've done it wrong. I'm going to copy and paste this as neat and as clean as I can, but you know, mistakes are easily made out there. But you want to make sure that it looks like that when you put it in there, and then you can have the Leviathan. And then what you can do is you just go to each one of these and just do it individually and put all your Leviathans in there, and you have a fleet of them, which looks pretty damn cool, if I must say myself. As of right now, the save editor didn't add that in. It added it in at the accounts section, but it didn't add it in at the frigates tab. So I was a little bit disappointed. Sorry guys, I don't make the save editor, and I still give those guys a big round of applause for whatever they do over there. I'm sure that they'll probably fix this, because it was probably something that he just hastily threw out there. He usually takes a little bit more time after an update. This is a little bit soon. I'm expecting to see a, hey, you got an update. So all you're going to do after that is just do the first 2 minutes of this video where you move everything over, and then that's it, guys. So, you know, hit that like and subscribe, or don't. I could care less, guys. I love you guys. Eat your peas, call your mom. That's the most important thing, man. Call somebody and tell them you love them. And I'll see you guys on the next video, the next save editor, the next space adventure. Love you guys. Bye.